Hello, everybody. How are you? I am going to talk to you about your cats and your video games. And do you socialize? Do you take time to socialize? Or do you have anxiety and you just want to avoid people? A lot of times, this has to do with intimacy problems. And cats or dogs in video games are not a problem because they're never going to reject you. They're not going to argue with you. They're not going to judge you. So, of course, it is easier to sit in your basement, play video games all day, or say that your cat or your dog is your best friend. I'm not kidding. There's one lady in this program for the first season of Match Me Abroad, 50-something-year-old lady who says her dog is her best friend. Honestly, it was a little heartbreaking. I heard my heart shatter because it's crazy. And it's not like she did in the series. They show her talking to somebody who is maybe her friend. She's just brainstorming with them, or just talking, or just venting. She did have a friend, but it takes something else to have a best friend, a life partner. And in order to have that, you need to be emotionally open. You need to be ready to be vulnerable. And that's the problem people have. They do not want to be vulnerable because of being judged, because they fear rejection. And so they can't be intimate with them with anybody else. There is also lack of knowledge about how to be even with oneself. I have spoken about this, and I have a video on how to meditate. And meditation is something that helps people learn to be with themselves and not try to escape. Most people want to escape themselves, and so they're socializing, but none of those interactions have any deep meaning. It's so much easier to talk about your holiday here, your holiday there, or the podcast you're watching, and do all of that with a drink in your hand. I'm gonna come to drinks as well in a later video of mine. So it's so much easier to not deal with that and just play video games all day long and not socialize and go all me, because you have had terrible experiences probably in your relationships, and now you're scared to be vulnerable to the next person. And people bring these attitudes to dating. Like every single person has been exactly the same as the last one. Now, my question to you would be, what's the commonality in all of those experiences? You have created a pattern. Watch my video on patterns, how to break patterns. I'm going to put it in the link is in the description. So your inability to be intimate with yourself and only be able to not even communicate, be with a cat or a dog or whatever pet you have in your life or your video games is your inability to be intimate with someone. And having lived your life like that, a considerable number of years all by yourself, what happens is you train yourself to not know how to share your space with others. And when that happens, it's you're holding yourself, you have no idea, you're not letting people in. You're not letting people in who is responsible for your loneliness, who is responsible for nobody in your life. You are. It takes effort to get social. It takes effort to connect with people and keep on meeting them consistently. So your cats or video games are not gonna help you do that. But there was another contender in both of the series on Match Me Abroad, both season 1 and season 2. His name is Harold. Go watch his videos. And he officially declared himself as autistic. But if you watch the entire season 1 and season 2, you will see how adorable, how deserving he is of finding someone. And he does find somebody, okay, to partner up with. And you will see his entire journey, how he has improved over time. It's like the best example of how to improve yourself, even if you're on the spectrum. It does not matter. You don't have to let labels decide the outcomes in your life, do you? So what if you're introverted? So what if you have whatever? You want to be with someone, don't you? And so putting in that effort of getting out there consistently, putting yourself out there and meeting people and doing like-minded things with them is one way to help you find somebody who you want to be with. Okay? If you have trouble being intimate, you need to work on it. It's plain and simple. You know, this is not taught in schools. Nobody even talks about it. And that's why it's so much easier to not do anything about it and just keep things as they are. It's so easy to stay in your comfort zone, right? But if you want anything in life, anything and everything you want is on the other side of your comfort zone, outside of your comfort zone. So get ready to get uncomfortable. I'll share more on drinks and eating and drinking, eating, consuming behaviors and what that has got to do with addiction to a way the society is telling you how to date. I mean, this is also happening in the series is where matchmakers themselves are planning dates around lunches. It's ridiculous. But Harold did something different each and every time, and that's commendable. Okay? The thing about Harold is there in you as well. If you want something, you will find it. You put in the effort in yourself. Nowhere did he. Of course, we're humans. We are going to feel rejected and pain, rejection and pain. It's painful, but there is also scope for growth. You can find somebody if you really, really, really want. Just don't give up. Okay? Do not give up on what is important. to you and learn why it is also important to you. Right? I'm going to talk to you in another video. See you. If you like what I'm sharing, share this with a friend. Hit the subscribe button. Please follow my channel. And I'll see you in the next one.